When I was young, my parent would assign me a task or go tell me to do something. And I would ask them, why? What am I doing this for? What's the point? And many times they just say, because I told you so. And I found out as I grew older, it really was just kind of a shorthand way of saying, I don't want to tell you because it takes too much time. But isn't that how we learn? I mean, we learn by explaining it at the level in which we can understand. At my age, they could have explained it in a way saying, well, we all have a chore and we're working together so as a team so we can get this all done so one person doesn't have to do everything. I mean, I liked it, but that was an explanation. It's like in the military. Many times they don't tell you why you're doing things unless you have a quote unquote need to know. That made sense. I mean, if I don't need to know, what's the point of spending time telling me something when I'm not involved? All I needed to know was what my task was. I didn't have to know the big picture. As you move up in rank, then you have to know the bigger picture, and they'll let you know. And that makes sense. As much as I didn't necessarily like it then either, but the fact is, it made sense. At least they explained that piece to you. Although many times they wouldn't tell you any more than your parent would. But in the military, you're expecting that. Isn't that what the world does to you? Think about what's going on. I mean, you try to get facts of what's going on. Pick a subject, pick a topic, pick any issue. And you spend your time people telling you what to think, not explaining it to you. Now that's the part it's the struggle. Find the people who are explaining it to you. Doesn't mean you have to wholesale believe everything that anybody ever tells you, but you at least should have some discernment. And that's where a Christ follower, a believer, needs to exercise discernment. Pay attention to what people are saying and ask the question, why are they even telling you this? Why are they even taking this position? Because you need to know both sides. And as a lawyer, you have to know your opposing counsel's side of view. What do you think they're going to state? What's their evidence they're going to show? And what do I have to counter that? What do I have to show that what I'm saying is factually true, legally true, and correct? Not just, I want to get my way. And that's, for lawyers, that's kind of like your parent, I want to get my way. But you have to know your other opposing counsel's perspective. Where are they going to come from? And if you're on the defense, you need to know what the prosecutor is going to have to show. And once you know that, well, then you can work to bring those things into, counter whatever that argument is and raise doubt in the jury's mind or in the hearing officer or wherever you would be. So, as believers, we know the truth. We know what the end game is. We know what's going to happen. Whether non-believers or anybody else wants to be skeptical or doesn't like it or whatever, that's my personal belief. And it may be yours. You may share it. You may not. But still, I have to evaluate the facts. I have to evaluate what I believe is to be factually true and what I believe might be hyperbole or gaslighting or fear-mongering versus what is likely to be true. And if you know people's behaviors, how people act, and watch them, you can discern quite a bit by just watching. And ask yourself, why would they take that position? What are they really saying? What do they really want me to believe? So my point is, as believers and as just people living in society, we have to exercise critical thinking, not emotional responses, critical thinking. Because if I can get you to respond emotionally, you're not thinking critically. You're thinking with your gut. You have to think with your mind. Ask the questions. Take your time. Sift through the material. Then you can make a decision. But first of all, you need to pray and ask God to give you wisdom so you can sift through all the stuff you hear. Be able to understand what is true and what is not. Think about it.